Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? Here's what I think about often. Life changes within the scope and framework of small, microscopic, granular, and incremental shifts. What I mean by that is I'm always thinking about how do you move 1 degree to what's next? How do you shift the pendulum just a little bit to get to where you want to go? And this idea prompted for me the other day because I got invited to be on a very, very big podcast. In fact, it's the number one entrepreneurial podcast on planet Earth, like 100 million downloads. It's unbelievable. And they were like, you need to make a quick bio, short bio. My bio is huge. It's got to be like 1,000 words long. And they're like, it needs to be 200 characters. It's like, cool. So how do you summarize yourself in a tweet? Right? Basically is what it was. And I sat down and I wrote, Michael Unbroken is an entrepreneur, award-winning speaker, best-selling author, mentor, coach, and advocate for adult survivors of childhood trauma. And I wrote that and I sent it, and it felt really amazing because I look at my life a decade, 11, 12, 15, 20 years from what I thought my life was going to be or who I could be. And it's very much in alignment today with who it is that I want to be. It's alignment with my values. It's alignment with my wants, my needs, my interests. It's in alignment with everything that I want. And look, I will tell you this. There are often people who reach out to me and they go, wow, that's incredible. You've had this life. I could never do that. You can do anything. You have to understand this. I am not somehow special. I don't know anything that you don't know. I've never learned anything that you can't learn. I'm not around people you can't be around. And I'm not invested in myself like you can't invest in yourself. That's the truth about it, right? But this took a long time. And as I'm sitting and I wrote this and I sent it, I thought to myself, yeah, but I used to be this hurt, lost, abused person who didn't love themselves, who was angry at the world, who was pissed off at their parents and their step parents, pissed off at their family, who was pissed off at society, who blamed everyone except himself, and who, for lack of a better term, and I wrote this in my book, it was like I was standing in a house that I had set on fire. I was just self-sabotage, right? Destroying everything around me. And in that, and then when I wrote that and I sat down and I had this understanding and these memories just started to flood through me of all these things that I've done leading up to this moment. And people will look at Think Unbroken or what I've done and think to themselves, man, I can never accomplish that. Look how great Michael is. I literally have people message me this. But here's the truth, guys. The only reason that I'm able to be here and talk to you today and you listen to this podcast and you show up to the events and you do all the things that are a part of what my idea and hope of the movement of Think Unbroken is twofold. One, because I did it for myself and am doing it and continually doing it. And two, the more important part is that I'm excessively patient. And that's the thing you have to understand about this. Like the roadmap to the life that you want to have is precursed, if that's a word, the precursor for the life that you want to have is patience. But it's also doing all the things and celebrating the little wins, the micro victories, and going day in and day out and showing up for yourself again and again and again. And look, here's the thing that's really fascinating about this journey. The one thing that I've discovered probably more true than really anything else. It's the little small baby shifts along the road that get you to where you want to go. And when you're operating in this place where you're taking into consideration your values first in all of the decisions that you make, you start to understand the power that you have to live life on your terms,